All right, welcome. This is Nuke Marine presenting Let's Read Japanese, course series for the reading of Japanese text alongside its audio counterpart. Today's video is Sticking to Sentaxi, episode 10, part 2. And again, this is the conclusion of the series normal. And then, of course, the few videos after this will be the two episodes that cover the two special episodes that are set in onsen. Okay, from that, let's kind of get started. So this is a kind of a, hey, how did this all start? How did he become the taxi driver if he's a barber? 3 months ago he was a barber, but now he's a taxi driver. He's been doing that for 3 months. What happened? So that's what the story's going to cover. And he's been in a relationship for 5 years. The lady was wanting to talk to him. She already has problems with him being indecisive. She's having a major event that she's deciding on, major life event of maybe quitting her job to go pursue maybe actually owning her own business and wanting to hear him. And then she's just basically saying, okay, maybe it's better if we don't stay together. All right. So with that, let's finish it. Make sure, yeah, everyone's here. All right, here we go.
エダ君とはやっていけ私エダ君とはやっていけないと思う。だからさようなら。
お客さんどうしたの？
出て行かれました。
ああ、今の女の子。
メニューも決めたし、彼女の相談にもちゃんとバシッと決めました。それなのに。
なるほど。どうする？戻る？
戻りたいですけど、戻ったところでどうしたらよいやら。
よし、ここは一つ女性の意見を聞いてみよう。
女性？
うん。
ねえねえ、あの子新人さん？
かんなちゃん？
うん。
そうそう、今週から。
大手。
はい、学楽器。
Yeah. Now, I've never really learned how to play show. I mean, I could understand the basics. I mean, it's essentially like chess, although you get to use your opponent's pieces as your own if you capture them. There are certain rules on how you can place the pieces. Movement is almost some similar things as well. Just kind of interesting. Yeah, never really learned it to a way where, yeah. So I've never played a full game, but yeah, it looks interesting. I like the idea of, again, it's a lot more active in that, again, you're stressing attacks as opposed to, it feels like you're stressing attack over defense, and the fact that your army gain grows stronger as the opponent grows weaker. You kind of like that. Yeah. So anyway, it's just kind of trying to think. It could work it with maybe better 3D pieces instead of just having the writings on the pieces. But it's neither here nor there. Sorry.
大手。
はい。
Oh, okay. So it's like saying check or checkmate.
学楽器と言いまし
ということなんで
Kakugaki.
すよ。
なるほど。
どう思います？いや、なんかすいませんね。初対面なのに。
彼女さんは枝分かれさんにとりあえず話を聞いてもらいたかったんじゃないですか？
いや、聞きましたよ。その上で、率直な意見を聞かせてほしいって言うから、ここはバシッと言わなきゃと思って、いや、商売の先輩としてはっきり意見を言ったんだよ。
Yeah. So maybe I think the problem is like, don't take so long deciding on things that don't seem that important. Like, hey, what dessert do you want, or what hors d'oeuvres do you want? It doesn't seem like you need to spend too much time on those decisions. Whereas, okay, this is a life-changing decision. Maybe offer it's like, oh, it's a kind of a difficult thing to offer an advice over just dinner. So but it seems like a serious decision. Maybe this offer not to say you can support them no matter their decision, as opposed to offering your own opinion on the matter. Would have been a safer choice and probably more appreciative. It's like, because either one could be have again you offer that yes it is a tough choice. You may not be in a position to offer other than maybe some experience. Like he was saying, like he has his own experience as kind of being self-employed, being a barber. Usually with barbers, I don't know if it's the same in Japan. You technically you're a private contractor. You rent the space of you're renting the chair. So I don't know.
そこですよ。
え？
彼女さんは別に
Okay.
そこですよ。
え？
彼女
いや商売の先輩としてはっきり意見を言ったんだよ。
そこですよ。
え？
彼女さんは別に商売の先輩として話を聞いてもらいたかったわけじゃないんですよ。
え？
きっと彼氏として背中を押してもらいたかったんですよ。
彼氏として？
多分彼女さん相談といっても気持ちは決まってたと思うんですよ。だけどやっぱり不安もあるから彼氏に応援してもらいたかったんですよ。それなのになんか商売の先輩が出てきてごちゃごちゃ言い出すから嫌になっちゃったんじゃないですか。優柔不断で自分じゃ何も決められないけどその代わりに彼女さんが決めたことにはいつも文句も言わずに見守ってくれてる彼氏だって思ってたのに急にそんなこと言い出すから見守ってはいつも文句も言わずに見守ってくれてる彼氏だって思ってたのに急にそんなこと言い出すからね気持ちが冷めちゃったんですよ。
なるほど。
Yeah. Also, like for shogi, if you go past a certain point, you can promote the piece. So you just flip it over. That's the red side. That's a promoted piece.
いかがですか汁飯。もう負けを認めては。
いや済んだ。
はい。
じゃあ行こうか。
Wait, this happened in the previous episode, but in a different way.
認めなさいよ。ちょっと汁飯。
バックします。
彼氏として応援ね。
でもね、知り合いで最近お花屋さんオープンした人がいて一緒にやりませんかって誘われたの。
なるほどね。
どう思う？もし新しいこと始めるんだったら年齢的にもこれが最後のチャンスかなとも思う。
いいと思うよ。
本当？
まあもちろん商売の世界はそんなに甘くないことは君だってよく分かってると思うし、だからこそ多分不安もあって僕に相談してくれたんだと思う。本当にもしやりたいんだったら僕としては彼氏として君を応援するだけだよ。
ありがと
決まったー。
う。よかった。なんかほっとした。そしたらさ、そのお店で働くまでちょっと休みになるんだけど、エダ君ってお休みある？
なんで？
多分お店がオープンしたらしばらくはまとまった休み取れなさそうだから。
なるほど。それは合わせられるよ。どっか行こうか。
そうだね。
どこ行こ
エダ君たまには決めてよ。
ここは早く決めなければせっかく。
What?
どこ行こ
エダ君たまには決めてよ。
ここは早く決めなければせっかくのいい流れが台無しになる。
どっかないの？行きたいところ。
まずい。どこでもいい。しかしこんなのは通用しない。とりあえず無難に。温泉は箱根とか。
温泉ね。こないだも行ったしな。
おっとどうする？早く次を出さないと。あ、沖縄とか。
沖縄ね。
これなかなかいいんじゃない？
Oh, and I mean, it'd be a like 3 to 4 hour plane ride, but yeah, Okinawa might be a
女の子って沖縄好きだし。
沖縄はもっと長期の休みの時に行こうよ。
そうくるか。まずい、引き出しが尽きた。じゃあ温泉でいいんじゃない？どうかこれで手を打っていただきたい。
うちの実家来る？
え？
実家。
Is this a marriage thing?
そういえば行く行くって言って結局行ってなかったから。
ああ、そうだね。
うちの親も会いたがってるしね。
まさかこのタイミングで実家が来るとは。もちろんそのうち行かなければなとは思っていたけど、急なタイミングで出てくると焦る。急な実家はなかなかハードルが高いな。そのうち行くけど今じゃない。ここはひとまず。なるほど、実家ね。的な空気を出しつつも
まず、maybe we weren't taking mm.
的な空気を出しつつもまあそれはまたにしようよ。今回じゃなくてもいい的なニュアンスで受け流す。
そっか。
またそのうち。
ね
え。ん？
将来のこととかどう考えてる？
え？
将来。
出た。実家将来2連発。まあそれは
この間さ、リサの結婚式に行った時、
Oh, I guess that's our friend Lisa.
当たり前だけどリサすっごい幸せそうでさ。いや、私も今まで将来のこととかそこまで意識してなかったんだけどさ、私もそんな年なんだなって思って。
とりあえずなんか言わないと。そっか。
何そうかって。
え？
何そっかって。
おい、間違えた。
超人事じゃん。
そういうんじゃないよ。
じゃあ何そっかって。
不用意な。
超人。
じゃあ何？超人事じゃん。
そういうんじゃないよ。
じゃあ何そっかって。
不用意なそっかーを出してしまった。まずい。別にこのそっかはそういうんじゃなくてもっとなんていうかこうそういうことがあって。
もういいよ、分かったよ。
いや別に俺も将来のこととか考えてないわけじゃん。
いいって。先に帰る。今日はごちそうさま。
先に出ちゃってごめんなさい。だけどさっきの話ではっきりと分かりました。このまま一緒にいても先が見えません。さようなら。
ということなんですよ。わかります？わかります？
なるほど。で、枝分かれさんはどうなんですか？
どうとは？
結婚する気はあるんですか？
いやまあそれはいつってはっきり決めてるわけじゃないですけど。
ああ、それじゃないですか？
彼女さんおいくつですか
33歳。
もうそれはそうなりますよ。
だからといってね、今すぐに結婚っていうわけには。
多分それは彼女さんも分かってると思いますよ。ただそれならそれで本当に将来的に結婚する気があるってことをお話しして彼女さん安心させてあげないと、そりゃ不安になりますよ。
そんなもんか。
そうですよ。優柔不断でもそこは男としてちゃんとけじめをつけないとよろしく。
けじめをつけない。
よろしく。優柔不断でもそこは男としてちゃんとけじめをつけないとよろしく。
よろしく。Again, call back to her biker days.
わかりました。プロポーズします。 まあいつかはと思っていたんですけど、だらだら付き合っていた部分はあったんで、まあいいきっかけになりました。
へえ、超熱い。私も行っていいですか？
え、プロポーズに？
はい、生で見たいっす。
いやまあそれはちょっとごめんなさい。
いかがですかな？
Oh, but he's kind of cheat. Well, yeah, because he's kind of replaying the game again. It's not really cheating, but he kind of knew what it would be. A
迫田氏。
いかがですか？迫田氏。
君のせいかがですかな？迫田氏。君の戦法はすべて読め。済んだ。
じゃあ終わりだ。はい、ノーゲー。
プロポーズするの？
はい。
また思い切ったね。
なんかいろいろやり直してみたんだけど、結局すべて彼女の将来への不安から来てるんだなと思いました。
なるほどね。
将来を共有できればすべて解決する話だったんですよ。
なんか枝さん見違えたね。
そうですか？
うん。さっきまでメニューも決めらんないような男だったのに。
まあこれはさすがに男が決めなきゃいけないと思うんでね。
よし、じゃあ気持ちが上がってるうちに急いで戻ろう。
はい。
30 minutes.
うわ、やべ。
なんですかあれ？
取り締まりだね。
取り締まり？
タイムスリップ。
I know it's like the guard or surveillance. Okay, discipline. Torishimari. Okay.
取り締まり？
タイムスリップ関係の。
タイムスリップ関係？
ちょっといいかな。
はい。
オタク。だいぶ飛ばしちゃったね。
そうですか？
自分で分かってるでしょ。タイム制限速度だいぶオーバーしてましたよ。
制限速度。limit. Speed limit. But 制限。restriction limitation. 制限。制限速度。
タイム制限速度だいぶオーバーしてましたよ。
すいません。
お客さんごめんなさいね。一応決まりなもんでね。
ああ、はい。
しるべ道を30タイムオーバーでレッドタイム切符発動。はい、転送します。
レッドタイム切符発動。
はい、転送します。
転送します。転送。Send over, right? 転送します。
30タイム。はい、転送します。
すいませんでした。枝さんごめん。
え？
タイムメンテになっちゃった。
タイムメンテ？
タイムメンテとはタイムマシン版の免許停止のこと。自動車と同じでタイム免許が停止になるとタイム交通法の規定により
タイム交通法。タイム交通法ね。
タイム交通法の規定により90日間運転が禁止されます。90日間運転が禁止されます。
ってことは戻れないっていうことですか？
いや、ほんと申し訳ない。せっかくプロポーズするって決意したのに。もちろん3ヶ月経ったら復活するから。
3ヶ月？ってことは3ヶ月別れたまんまってことですか？
でも
まんま別れたもん。Make sure about that.
でもその後戻ってもほら問題ないからさ。
そんなこと言われたって。
ほんとごめん。その代わり料金はこっちで持つから。だから3ヶ月だけ待って。で、相談なんだけどさ。
何ですか？
さ、選択肢っていろいろ面倒くさくてね、3ヶ月運転しないとタイム営業停止になっちゃう。それってまずいからさ、タイム免停解けるまで代わりにやってくんね。
何を？
運転手。
は？僕が？
お願い。その間に稼いだ分は全部枝さんの収入だから。
その前に僕なんかが勝手にやって大丈夫なんですか？
うん。タイム書類に記入して印鑑をして、あとタイム二種免許のちょっとした講習を受ければ OK。
Okay. I'm sure you know. So it's time to do you, right? Oh, it's part time. Okay, Nishu Menkyo. Temporary license.
あとタイム書類に記入して印鑑をして、あとタイム二種免許のちょっとした講習を受ければ OK。
そんな感じなんですね。
一生のお願い。で、電源入れると下もつくから。で、上が現在の時刻で、下が戻りたい時刻。
なるほど。
バックトゥーザフューチャー見たことある？
いえ。
Yeah, I mean, I think it's blatantly like Back to the Future. Oh, that one had it had 3 sets of numbers, didn't it?
どちらまでお戻りになられますか？
どちらまでお戻りになりますか？
お戻りになられますか？丁寧に。
丁寧に。お戻りになれますか？
どちらまでお戻りになられますか？
どんな仕事に就くか。
どんな部屋に住むか。
夜は何を食べようか。
怒っている彼女に何て言おうか。
ありがとうございます。
どうぞ素敵な選択肢を。
飴舐めます？
舐めます？
飴舐めます？
いいねー。似合ってる似合ってる。
ありがとうございます。こうして私の素敵な3ヶ月がスタートした。
嘘。いらっしゃい。
And it just already did a kind of basically a recap of the people. All right, so now we're back to the beginning of the episode where 3 months have passed by. Got it.
枝さん。
はい。
3ヶ月間お疲れ様でした。タイム免停。
タイム免停。
ああ。そうか。
ねえどうだったこの3ヶ月？
楽しかったですよ。
でしょ。
ええ、いろんな人たちとの出会いもあっていい経験もできましたしね。
そりゃよかった。
そっか。
そっ か。じゃあ枝さんはこれから戻ってプロポーズするのか。
はい。
でそれがうまくいけば結婚ってことか。
まあうまくいけばですけどね。
大丈夫だよ枝さんなら。あ、そうだ、ほらなんとか岩って連れてってあげた。
ハート岩ですか？
そうそう。
なんと岩。
ハート岩ですか？
なんとか岩って連れてってあげた。
ハート岩ですか？
そうそう。
あ、今度私も行こうと思ってましたよ。
そっかそっか。ああ、いいな、結婚か。俺も誰か相手いないかな。
うん。Russells。
ああ、はいはいはい。
あ、ちょっとシルベさん止めて止めて。
ああ、はいはいはいはいはい。何どうしたの？トイレ？
いやいや、ちょっと待ってください。
何？
いや、ちょっと。
うん。
私花屋開くのが夢だって話したことあったでしょ。もし新しいこと始めるんなら年齢的にもこれが最後のチャンスかなとも思うんだけど。
うん。
すいません。戻らなくても大丈夫ですよ。
So that's kind of good. He just made a decision that he wants her to be happy. Okay.
Huh?
He doesn't want to ruin that. And it looks like she's made a good choice.
ちょっと。
もしかして彼女？
はい。
まあ待って、大丈夫？
このままで大丈夫です。
いいの？
はい、出してください。
本当にいいの？
はい。彼女の3ヶ月をゼロにはできませんから。
分かった。枝さん、海でも行こっか。
え？
せっかくだからあいつらもさあそーっと。
もうシルベさん、みんな行かないならチョイスでコーヒー飲んでた方が良かったんじゃないですか？
みんなで海までドライブ行こう。
チョイスでコーヒー飲んでた方が良かったんじゃないですか？
みんなで海までドライブ行こう。
ん？
あ、大丈夫です。
え？
お店あるし。
寒いし。
いや行く、絶対行く。意地でも海行く。
そうですか？
いい字でも。いい字でも。
いや行く、絶対行く。意地でも海行く。
そうですか？それはそうと前から気になってたんですけど、チョイスのみんなって乗客としてこのタクシーを利用したことってなかったんですか？
ないよ。
うん。
へえ。
だって信じないんだもん。
信じない？
戻れるっていくら説明しても漫画じゃないんだからって笑われて終了。胸くそ悪いからもう言わないの。
うねくそ。
胸くそ悪いからもう言わないの。
じゃああの人たちにとって僕らは？
普通のタクシー運転手。え？
あれ？
So they kind of wondered, like for episode 9, like when they're dealing with the criminals and they're listening over the phone as to what was happening, and they played the game about the whole time traveling thing. but they only pretended. So, okay.
さんね、本当いい加減にしてくださいよ。
すいません。
He just has his driver. He had his license, not driver, time license for all of 10 minutes.
はい、じゃあもういいよ。
エダさんごめん。
はい、
またやらかしちゃった。
今度は何ですか？
タイムスピード違反とタイム表示ミス。使用と停車間違えちゃった。使用と停車間違えちゃった。
うわ
エダさん悪いんだけどさ、もう3ヶ月延長で。
もう仕方ないな。
みんなにちょっと嬉しそうじゃん。
そんなことないですよ。
He likes it. And again, it's just going through scenes from the series, but I'll fast forward through a little bit. Oh yeah, that's okay. Going back. All right. The ghost episode. Okay.
どうでした？素敵な選択肢。楽しかった？
It was fun.
私もです。ご覧の通り。
Goran no tori, as you can see. That's actually a full phrase. I mean, Goran no tori.
人生は分岐点の連続です。もしあなたがこの先選択を間違えああ、もう最後決められなかったな。今のやり直したい。
All right, cool. And yeah, 32 minutes. Wow, this went by super fast. Wow, really fast. Okay, that was like, yeah, the last one was like maybe 40 minutes, and this one is like now 30 minutes. And again, I did the same number of lines, so it's like 375. Let's see, 350, 750. Yeah, 375 lines of dialogue for each half. But again, just went by super fast. It was just really not too much to it. I will say, and this is basically like, okay, this is basically the end of the series. So I'll talk about the series as it is, because again, there'll be the 2 special episodes. Again, it's an episodic series. It's fun. It's probably a drama I would recommend to if you're ever going to learn from dramas, like using for sentence mining, or kind of like what I do with Morphman, which is a variant of sentence mining. It's a really good choice. It is a very good choice as you start, if you prefer dramas to like anime. If anime, then of course I would definitely recommend go for slice of life. Don't go for high fantasy or science fiction. Avoid those early on, just for big reasons. Is that this is going to be difficult. Then of course later on, then you want to switch to doing that, because again, it's going to be part of the dialogue. The more you watch, it's going to be better. But again, I'm saying like for sentence mining Morphman, this is just a good choice. It's because it's easy to follow along. The stories are fairly simple. You can just understand. You understand a lot of the story just by looking at it. So that makes it good. There's also a repeating of the scenes, which is interesting. It makes it easier to follow along. You know, makes it more. Again, it makes it more comprehensible. That's just before you've even gotten into studying it. Once you get into studying it, you get the vocabulary down. It becomes even better. If you're like me, you know, an older male, the taxi driver. Edawakare, he's has a pretty cool voice. I think it's kind of feels easy to really emulate his voice, his speaking patterns. When he's not getting irritated or agitated, then he, higher pitch and he starts complaining. That's a little different, but even then, I feel like I could probably copy that for that. then all the other things that goes with it. So again, like I said, I've done a let's read of this drama. Cool. Then I go and put these dramas into Morphman, and I start learning vocabulary from it. Cool. As I learn vocabulary from the drama, from this drama, along with all the others I've already got in Anki, that also means that this becomes even more comprehensible. I don't think I've. Let me check real quick. Let's see. We'll go to Kanzen Master. Morphman. Okay. Readability. Yeah, let's go with yeah, the readability level. See if it's even in there. It may not be available. No, wait, that's the wrong one. Okay, there we go. Yeah, readability level. Should be that one right there. And this might be difficult to see. So, right here, time taxi. So the first row is number of morphs. These are number of unique morphs. So it's actually pretty, I think that's pretty small, because like for others, like for Shinya Shokudo, you're up to like 5,000, whereas for here it's like around 3,000 or so, if I'm looking at the correct. In fact, let me make this a little bigger. So if you're looking at this, you can kind of see what I've done is for readability. And let me, sorry, so this is the end. I mean, if you want to skip this to the next episode, go for it. But what I do is I take the transcripts and I run it through Morphman's readability analyzer. And these are all the ones I've done let's reads on. And also these are ones I've run through Morphman. A lot of these also have been entered into Anki, and I've ran through Morphman for doing sentence mining of sorts. So as I do sentence mining, you know, obviously then these dramas become more and more comprehensible. So the main number you're looking for, not this one here, because this is like unique morphs, and then of those, what are known unique morphs, and then that's a percentage there. But this is really what you want to look for. So this is like total morphs that appear in that drama, and these are the ones that are known. And then this gives you right here a very good number called the readability percentage. I think it's the second one you need to worry. Yeah, I think it's the second one that's really that matters. Is it the first one or the second one? Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I think it's the second number. I'll work with the first one. So all that means is that like 97% of all the morphs that appear in that drama, I know, and by numbers, not by unique appearance. So if it appears, but because the idea there is like, hey, if you care about like, okay, if it's one morph of the unique, you don't want to have that to have the same weight as morphs that are appearing. That same morph that a morph that appears like 20 times. That's obviously a more important morph to know because it's appearing a lot of times in the drama. Whereas this morph that appears once, okay, maybe it's not that important. So the readability, so that means the total readability, I think is much. This is a very important number there, and based on that, it's like, okay, a couple of these, the ones that are like number ones here, those are above 97%. So these like I really know. Things with 0-2 are like from 94% to 97%. So those are ones that are very good for doing let's reads on. Things that are above 3, those are 90% and above. Those are important in that if they're 90% or above, I'll add them into Morphman. Like I'll add them into Anki and then start using them for sentence mining. So anything below that is just, okay, they're nearing it, but if it's not above 90%, I'm not going to worry about studying it. I just did a let's read on it and then that's it. But as I study all the dramas prior to that, then these dramas also become more and more, the chance of them becoming more readable increases. Like Steins Gate, it was like one of the lowest. It was like at 82% one time. It was one of the lowest. But then as I started gaining vocabulary, this number now it's approaching 90%. So maybe I'll be adding it to my Anki. Similar like Harry Potter and whatnot. And then of course these right here, I mark them down as 99s. This just means I haven't finished doing let's reads on them. So I'm in the process of reading them. But even then, you can kind of see this time taxi is already at like almost 95%. It's above 94% already. It's just that good. Same now you have Shinya Shokudo. It's at 93%. It's above 90, so I'll definitely add it when I finish doing the let's reads. But it's yeah, these are just well-known dramas. And instead of me worrying about, let's say, Prisoner of Azkaban, which is like 85, 86%. You know, it's just one out of every six morphs I don't know. It's just going to be, I have to be looking up a lot more. And, yeah, it's just the nature of the system. It's not a big deal, but yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing. And shrink this down real quick. So you can see this is the, yeah. And from there, these are all the transcripts that I've done Let's Reads on. There's a few other books I have read that I haven't added here because I don't have the digital version. I just read the paperback, so those don't count. No, but again, it was still fun reading. So I mean, I have read more than just what you're seeing here. Some of these I've done rereads on. Stuff that goes above 94%, I may want to say, hey, I want to do a reread on that. And if it goes above 97%, I may even want to do a read and actually read it out loud, as in practice my pronunciation. I tend to want to do that just with those that are real high level of comprehension. That way I'm only worried about the pronunciation and not worried about figuring out what the story is. Anyway, that's it. That's probably doesn't mean too much to anybody watching, but yeah, it's Mr. Kircher. Oh, thank you. Subscribed with Prime. Oh, thank you for the subscription. Apologies, I didn't even notice. 5 minutes ago. Anyway, thank you, Kircher. I don't know how subscriptions work. I'm not very good at Twitch. I'm just using Twitch for recording the videos, but thank you for the subscription. And what else am I thinking? Anyway, that's my takeaway on this. This drama, again, haven't even done it, haven't put it into Anki, haven't studied any of the vocabulary from it, but it's already at a 94%. It's about almost close to 95% comprehensible or readability. A readability of 95%. So that just means like I can understand the story. Now I still got to look up words to kind of get a better idea as to what's going on. And you know, because some things, like, because it's in a conversation and there's not enough surrounding context to figure out like what this particular phrase is. That's what the dictionary does. That's what the dictionary is for. That's good. Beyond that, yeah, it's just it'll be an easy. It makes it easy to study because I like a line comes up of dialogue in Anki when I'm doing sentence mining, and I remember the scene. So there's that happens, and then later on I do a reread. It just is super much faster. Way faster. And I'll be doing those will be doing Twitch streams of me doing let's reread, if that makes sense. But it's not going to play the drama at all. It's not going to play the video above at all. It is not. It's going to just be the audio. But it's going to be the compressed audio. So the idea is like, hey, I'm just trying to read and just read at a normal pace. That's what I'm trying to do. And it's a good experience. I do recommend other people try it but don't try it with something try it with something that is readability is at a higher level. You have a high readability in, and also it's fun. That too. All right, I think I'm done there. I'm talking way too much. Kircher, how many known morphs do you have in? Right now I'm at 6,400. It's kind of weird because I deleted some stuff to where it was up to 9,000, and then I did an update and changed on how it evaluated stuff, and then it dropped down to 5,000 or 6,000. So now I'm building it back up. But the known morphs is going to be a bad example because every time I add sentences, it's like there's a bunch of stuff that actually I already know, and so I do have a vocabulary that's in excess of what Anki may think that I have, because I'm learning vocabulary just by all the reading that I've been doing, you know. But that's more of a passive knowledge that's passive vocabulary, and it's a little different than active. Active would be like if you show me a picture of something, could I say what it is in Japanese? That's active. You have active recall. But if you said something in Japanese, or show me a word in Japanese and I know what it means, that's more of a passive knowledge. And those are two distinct things, and one makes Anki very hard to do, and that's the active. Also, it's a difficult thing to make because it's sort of like translating from English to Japanese. There's no it's never one-to-one, so you could have an answer for it, but it's not the answer it's looking for. If you've ever done RTK, you understand this, where it gives you a keyword, and there's actually quite a few kanji that could fall under that keyword, but Heisig had it set up where no, that keyword is only for that one kanji. That was a Heisig decision, But in reality, like if you say I, myself, me, there's like quite a few kanjis that can fall under that category, but he was trying to make specific kanjis for that. That was a problem. I solved that, in my opinion, using Anki and, the way I designed for kanji. So I do have production level Anki decks, but not necessarily for vocabulary. Vocabulary, I've been keeping it passive. I don't know if that's good or bad. But it is what it is. Since it's faster, it's easier. You can have more words. And if you got plus in English, it's the same way. You can actually have passively like 30,000 to 60,000 vocabulary words in your head in your native language. But actively, you use maybe 2,000 of them. You have a very simple speaking vocabulary. When you write, you have a very simple vocabulary. That's why people, rush to the thesaurus. So they're not using the same word over. They're not thinking of, they're starting to notice how they're using the same word. So that's when they try to refer to the thesaurus. So it doesn't sound repetitive. But yeah, just very simple. Basically, yeah, your active use of vocabulary is at a much lower level. And that's going to be true in your native language. It's going to be true in the language you're trying to learn. And plus, like I said, majority of your time is going to be listening to Japanese and reading Japanese. Speaking and writing is going to be a much, much smaller portion of what your ability in Japanese is going to be. So it makes more sense to me, hey, let's increase the passive stuff, watch a lot more Japanese, read a lot more Japanese, and yeah. Anyway, hopefully that makes sense. Thank you all very much. I think I'm going to end it there. Thank you all very much. This has been so far fun. And again, there's two episodes, so the next 4 videos are going to be covering the specials. Looking forward to it because I've actually stayed at the onsen. This is based in an onsen in Atami, and I actually stayed at the onsen before. So I mean, I was watching the videos like actually that's happened a few times in a few of these videos. Like around 40, my wife and I stayed at the onsen that was in the first episode of around 40, and a few other dramas or movies might pop up where we stayed there. Oh yeah, we stayed there. Because Japan's kind of a big country, but it's also, when it comes to onsens, you want to go to, there's quite a few that, especially the larger ones that, the TV shows like to go there and shoot an episode or two there, and you like, I remember that one. Okay, it might go to Izu or Atami or Hakone somewhere, and and then again, you're just like, okay, cool. But yeah, this particular onsen, we did stay like I think it was this one night. Might have been 2. Actually, it was 2 nights. Yeah, it was 2 nights. But it was like my wife, her aunt, and her mom. Yeah, we all stayed over. Okay. With that said, so looking forward to that tomorrow. For those of you on Twitch, that'll be tomorrow, and also on YouTube, it'll be tomorrow. With that said, thank you all very much. For those of you watching on YouTube, if you enjoyed this video, remember to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment. If you enjoy the series, subscribe to see more. Hopefully plan to do lots more of these in the future. Again, this is part of if you enjoy the work I'm doing helping the Japanese learning community, you can support that via the Patreon. So the links to that in the description, as well as links to the community Discord and the Let's Learn Japanese website. Finally, if you'd like to hire me, commission, usually it's like some one-on-one advice counseling to get started utilizing these processes I've been discussing or demonstrating, then the hourly rates and the payments are also on the Patreon, but direct links specifically for that are in the description below as well. Thank you all very much. Thank you, Kersher, for the subscription, and beyond that, I'll see you in the next video. All right, later, guys.